Hi everybody, welcome to the video surprise of the day. Today's video surprise is on the LEXUS NX vehicle customization. So this is filmed on the 2024 LEXUS NX. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, the bell icon to be notified new videos. And if you like the video till the end, please help me out with a thumbs up. Okay, so I have a 2024 LEXUS NX 350h all-wheel drive, and this is the luxury model. Okay, so let's put your hand on the door handle. It will light up and unlock at the same time. For 2025, the door handles on the second row will also light up. Not on this 2024 model, and you have the door sills that are illuminated. Yes, illumination is set on the interior as well. I'll show you that part later on. And I have the Mark Levinson sound system as well in my particular vehicle. Okay, so I have 2,303 miles on my particular vehicle, and I'm just gonna hit the power button 2 times to go into accessory mode. Yes, all the lights will be on, and currently I'm getting around 470 miles of range. That's what it shows here. Distance to empty, but I don't know how accurate that is because I never really drove it till it was empty. So you got the buttons on the steering wheel that could change to different modes. So my model has that feature. So to start out, we have the display, and I'm getting about sometimes 43, sometimes 36 miles per gallon. So let's select go to the right area for all the functions enabled for the driving assist as well too. So there's more to come from Lexus on that in particular, I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to show you around a little bit more here. You know, the MPG, all right. Energy flow, there's nothing showing because the vehicle is off right now. If the vehicle is on, you probably would see the energy flow and stuff like that show up. All-wheel drive, of course, my vehicle is off. You're not going to see anything right there. And also same with the tire pressure. The vehicle has been faultless except for this check engine light that came on. You're going to click on the negative red button on the upper right to clear it. And that came on because we did the tint on the window, and the doors were left open for about 3.5 hours. And fully charging the 12-volt battery fixed it, but it doesn't clear the alert. So that's all cleared. I'm going to jump ahead over here. So I'm going to go to general instead of. Okay, I'm going to go to general and do accessibility first. You could change the number, turn off the beeps or screen sensitivity, or you can adjust that as well too. There's date and time. You could change the 24-hour time, time zone, daylight saving time, set time automatically, and you can change the format as well over here. Right. So keyboard, there's nothing really there, but I will click through it. Language and units, there's nothing there as well too, unless you change from English to something else. All right, so let's go back to where we left off. And I think it's display is next. You could turn off the display, which you don't want to do that. This will disappear. You could change the camera, the brightness, contrast, and stuff like that. We're not going to mess with that. I think just use the default is best. All right, vehicle customization. That's the part we really want to focus on today. Heads-up display, and you could customize this one. You could change the brightness also on the heads-up display. This is where you change it, and you can have a full, standard, or minimal setup. I kind of like to have the full. If you do minimal, the heads-up display, which I'm not showing you right now, but it doesn't have that much information. That's all is different. So I recommend you go back to full. You have more information. If minimal only shows the critical items in particular. Okay, let's do the metering part. I'm gonna stay with part one over here. So this metering is definitely works fine for me. But if you could change the metering, you could change those rings over there. So I'm gonna tell you about the technometer and just how it looks like. Yes, there's the display blocking it. Can't show you the whole thing. HV meter. All right, so that's the one we looked at initially, and one auto switching. So metering type, you can explore different metering type. There's 3 of them. Type 3 means nothing as well. There's the EV mode, but if you turn off the EV mode, you just get EV mode, EV indicator. You could turn that off as well too. Just I did that. I'm gonna turn it back on because I actually like to see that EV indicator. So the next function we're going to look at is over here. It's the lights. So auto sensitivity is normal. You could change that as well. There's very much a lot of parts are configurable and you could change it. And sometimes the default is actually the best setting. You gotta think of that way as well too, unless you really need to change it. Auto off timer, you could change it to longer period of time, but 30 seconds is the smallest. And daytime running lights is enabled. You can see that. Auto off timer, 15 seconds. The exterior lights, I change it to 7.5 seconds. I think it's a good decision to do that. I don't want to use that much battery. I noticed even filming this video over here uses a lot of the battery. I had to put a trickle charger to charge up the battery again. So that's something to note. The 12-volt battery isn't that strong on my particular vehicle. So the door controls in particular, all right, auto unlock, shift to park, you can auto unlock. Click on that. You could also buy the driver door or you can have it off. So auto unlock. So and there's also 2 press unlock as well too. The wireless electronic key, the key fob, or the app. Lock when door opened as enabled. Unlock driver door only. Key settings, auto relock timer. 60 seconds, if you don't touch anything, it will lock again for you. Or you want to change that. Let's take a look. So 30 seconds is a little bit too short. You want to put something in, you didn't get there in time. 120 seconds is 2 minutes, a little bit too long, I guess. 60 seconds is good enough. Feedback lights, feedback tone, not going to touch upon that. Backdoor, power backdoor is enabled, so it works. Hands-free is enabled. Buzzer volume, I have allowed. It's good to have allowed. Opening position, I guess you have to play with it. Sorry, I knocked the camera a little bit over there. All right, some of these parts actually is very hard to film, and I had to film it more than once. Let's put it that way. There's the positions. The highest position is number 5. Okay, boarding and exit. So this part is self-explanatory. Driver seat only. So I have a sliding seat full, or you could turn it off so the seats don't slide. Steering column, I just have a tilt up, so the steering wheel out of the way to get out. You have it telescopic only, or you could tilt and telescopic, or you could just turn it off. So that's a simple feature to have in particular. So to explain pretty much to use. A lot of other features out there. Very technical vehicle that you could make it technical if you want to customize it. And I just leave a default for the tire pressure, and of course you could set up different tire pressures as well. Also the steering wheel switch, right? And right here is the steering switch. It's on the left side, very much customizable. That's on the steering wheel. You got those funny arrows that doesn't show you anything. Well, it's over here that you could change it around. You could change it to only show climate. So you got the raise the temperature, lower the temperature, recirculate, etc. Or you could customize it to the way you want it in particular. So you could hit the add button, and for you could change it to some of the audio, or you could change it to say climate as well too in particular. And you could do it for all 4 different settings. So you could scroll down to change the climate, for example. I'm just going to use the default on the left side. Works great for me. And you go also, there's more functions, a lot of functions on the steering wheel, and you could toggle through different ones. All right. So the display, of course, on this side, so you can see that that's one set of commands. You could customize it as well. You could set it for display, the heads-up display on and off, brightness, meter, camera view, right? So different setup as well too. I have a pretty much even though I set up the display, it's kind of useless. The best display is basically how much MPG I'm getting. So that's why I noticed too. So, but I did have a custom on the right side as display. winter glove mode, which I haven't figured out how to use that. Probably to check out the manual on that a little bit more. All right, and let's see, climate. You can basically have to do with the seats, front right, front left, AC mode with auto. That's where you see that button. Utility, rear seat reminder. If you have young kids or somebody in the back, definitely want that reminder enabled. I don't have any of those. So I turn that off just by doing that. So, and you know, heads up display, meter, lights, the ones illumination, you might want to play with that a little bit more. I'm going to show you a little bit about the illumination part of it over here. So looks like a purple color. You know, they have a special name for it, of course. And even when the vehicle is off, it's not on, you can actually see this. All right, so let's go through some of the options here. Daylight white, not too noticeable in a way. It's going to change that color if it's not already did. You got silky white. Looks pretty close in a way. So silky white, what do you think? Which color you like the most? And for those folks that have this particular option, you know, it's kind of nice to play with it. Dawn is not a bad one. It's more like orange, I guess. It's different. All right. Then you also have some blues, and you could try the custom one. Somehow custom's already set to orange somehow. And I got to play with that more. You probably have to click on a color and choose which color you like the most. Flare red. So that's pretty nice if you're in the mood for flare red. And sorry, am I clicking it? All right, moving it. Meteor. That's pretty nice color. I think it gives you that purple vibe. It's growing on me. Initially, I thought it was a bit weird, but that seems to be my favorite so far. Of course, there's also other ones I'm going to try later on. I didn't click on it. Rainforest. Rainforest is a nice color. I think that's a nice color too. It's a greenish color, and you know, you could play with it more if you like that color. Iceberg is a more like a bluish light color. I feel like that is more light color in a way. That's a nice color. So you know, I'll play around with it more later on. There's also waterfall, but I'm just gonna stay with this meteor. If I mispronounce it, sorry about that. But it looks pretty good overall. So there's a lot of customization. I had to film this thing like 3 times already. So, and some parts I did more than once, of course. And one of the things that I want to note, it does drain the battery of the vehicle if you're doing this. So, and I took a lot of time doing this video. I had to redo it. Sorry, I delayed the release a number of times on this one. And you power off the vehicle. I'm just in accessory mode. First, you turn on the vehicle, it drains the 12-volt battery, which is in the back for my hybrid. So, long video. I appreciate you staying with me. Appreciate you help me out. For thumbs up, comment to share, please leave it below. Please remember to subscribe. And I see you next time. Have a good one. Bye.